Indraprastha shone, and the Pandavas ruled it in all its glory. And as always happens when a kingdom prospers, voices at court began to whisper of something larger. Let Yudhishthira perform the Rajasuya, the great sacrifice, and take the title of emperor over all kings. Even in that age, it seems empire had its irresistible glamour. But Yudhishthir was not a man to be swept along by a title. He knew what the Rajasuya truly demanded, not merely a ceremony, but the acknowledged supremacy of one king over every other respect. That must be won, not proclaimed. Uncertain, he did what he always did when the path was unclear. He sent for Krishna, and Krishna came. The moment he heard Yudhishthir wished to see him, he harnessed his swift horses and drove to Indraprastha. The city welcomed him not as a visiting king, but as its own dearest kinsman. Whatever counsel was needed, they trusted it would arrive clear and unflattering in his voice. In the royal hall, Yudhishthir put it to him honestly. My people press me toward the Rajasuya, he said, but only he who commands the allegiance of all kings may perform it. And you, Krishna, you are neither blinded by affection nor given to telling me what I would like to hear. So tell me the truth. Should I reach for this? Krishna gave it to him straight. You cannot be emperor, he said, while Jarasandha of Magad lies unconquered. He has subdued kings past counting and holds them in submission. Even the formidable Shishupala bends to him. There is a mountain standing across your road, and its name is Jarasandha. And Krishna spoke from his own scars. You remember the tyrant Kamsa of Mathura? When he married Jarasandha's daughter and became his ally, my people and I went to war with Magad, 3 long years of it. In the end, we could not win. We abandoned Mathura and built Dwarka far to the west, and there we live in peace. I do not name this enemy lightly. I have fought him and been driven back. So hear the whole of it, said Krishna. Even if Duryodhan and Karna raise no objection to your title, Jarasandha certainly will. And there is only one way past his opposition. He must be defeated and killed. Do that, and you not only win the Rajasuya, you throw open his dungeons and free the captive kings who will follow you gladly. The prize and the peril are the same man. Yudhishthir's shoulders sunk. Then perhaps it is only vanity, he said. This wish to be more than a just king of a happy land. Why should a man not rest content with his own kingdom? Let me give up the ambition. The title never tempted me. It is my brothers who dream of it. And if even you, Krishna, could not master Jarasandha, what could we hope to do? That was more than Bhima could stomach. Ambition, he burst out, is the noblest virtue a king owns. What is the use of strength in a man who will not test it? I cannot swallow this life of idle ease and call it contentment. A king who shakes off sloth and uses the means he has can conquer even those stronger than himself. And he laid out the reckoning that mattered. Strength joined to strategy accomplishes anything, brother. What cannot be done by my arms, Krishna's wisdom, and Arjuna's craft together. Let the 3 of us go at Jarasandha without doubt or fear, and that mountain will fall. He was not boosting. He was doing arithmetic, and the sum came out to victory. Krishna warmed to it at once. Jarasandha deserves death, he said, and richly. He has thrown 86 princes into his prisons, and he means to slaughter 100 kings in sacrifice. He waits only to seize 14 more. If Bhima and Arjuna are willing, I will go with them, and by stratagem, we will end him and free the captives. I like this plan. The crime was named now, and it demanded an answer. But Yudhishthira recoiled from the cost. This means gambling Bhima and Arjuna. He said quietly, the two who are as my own eyes, merely to satisfy a craving to be called emperor. I cannot send them into such danger. Far better to let the whole ambition go than to buy a title with my brothers' lives. Then Arjuna spoke, and his answer went to the root of who they were. What is a life worth, brother, without heroic deeds? To us, born of an illustrious line, a Kshatriya may have every virtue, but without exertion, he wins no fame. Enthusiasm is the mother of success. We seize fortune only by doing our duty with all our energy. Most men fail. Arjuna went on, not from weakness, but from ignorance of their own strength. We know we are strong, and we do not fear to spend that strength to the last. Why should you think us unequal to this? When we are old, there will be time enough for ochre robes and forest penance. Now is the season for strenuous lives and deeds worthy of our race. Krishna's face lit. What else would a son of Kunti in the Bharat line ever say? Death comes for all, he said. For the hero and the sluggard alike, on its own schedule, caring nothing which you were. But the highest duty of a Kshatriya is this: to be true to his race and his faith, and to win glory by overcoming his foes in righteous battle. The choice is not whether to die, it is how to have lived, and that settled it. Yudhishthira looked at their unanimous, shining resolve, Bhima's fire, Arjuna's certainty, Krishna's blessing, and his own spirit rose to meet theirs. So be it, he said. Let us go as one and bring justice where it is owed. Jarasandha would be faced. The decision that would open the road to empire had been made. With the course set, the weight of it settled over them. On the strength, wisdom, and unity of these few now hung the fate of many kingdoms. The task was perilous, and none of them pretended otherwise. But their hearts beat to a single rhythm now. A great and dangerous undertaking had just been born in a quiet council hall, and far away, in the lightless dungeons of Magad, 86 kings sat in their chains, counting days toward a sacrifice that would end them. They did not know that in a distant hall, their deliverance had just been decided. But something, call it hope, call it the turning of the wheel, stirred faintly in that darkness. It is worth pausing on that council, for it has a curiously familiar ring. Ambition dressed as duty, caution dressed as wisdom, glory, and justice, pulling the same rope. The powerful have always reasoned like this, then as now. The epic does not hide it. It lets us hear great men persuade themselves and leaves us to judge how much was righteousness and how much was the old glamour of empire. So, united in purpose, Krishna and the two mightiest Pandavas made ready to leave. The fate of Jarasandha and the hope of 100 captive kings now rode with 3 men setting out for Magad. Their road would test their strength and their hearts to the utmost. And what waited at its end was not a battlefield, but a single terrible duel that would go on for days.